Hey everybody, and thank you for tuning in for another episode of Sarcasm Soundwaves. This is episode 3, and you may have noticed that we have a, episode 4. Wow, okay. Wow, I just said that too. Seems like we just started doing this. I can't believe we're already at episode 4 already.
So a month in.
Yeah, but anyway, sorry, episode 4. You may have noticed that we have a intro song now. That song it's called Soundwaves, and it was created by my bandmate, Jordan Shaw. We've had a band, we're kind of on hiatus right now, Sunnyfield Lane, and we've been making music for a little over about 2 years now, I think. We have an album out, but I was really stuck trying to figure out what to do for an intro, and I kind of went to her, and she made a lot of really nice stuff, and she made it just what seems like the perfect intro for us, and I'm really digging it.
Oh, yeah, I like it. Like we were both saying, it's kind of got a nice Doctor Who vibe to it.
I know, like when it's starting to take off that little shh, I just think of like the time vortex and everything.
Right up my alley right now.
We just finished watching the Cybermen 2-parter episode where it was in alternate dimensions. Those are the first 2 we watched today. Got you through those. What do you think about those? Your first experience with the Cybermen?
They're a lot more well done than I had seen. Because like before I was ever into Doctor Who, I had a friend who was an acquaintance. Yeah, I wouldn't bash her here. But she was always kind of like, oh, you need to watch this show, and she would open it up and like start playing it. And I saw like most of Blink, but I wasn't paying attention. And I saw the one where the Daleks meet the Cybermen for like a quarter second.
Oh, the sassy Dalek.
Yeah. And I don't know, like the first time I saw them, I'm like, oh, those things are gonna look kind of corny, but like they did them a lot better than I thought they would have done.
A little bit more than. I was thinking about the Daleks. They look like espresso machines, and just the Dalek. I mean, not Daleks. Cybermen just look like something that you would see out of that time period. They still haven't modernized them at all.
Yeah, like the 1950s, because they still got the plunger on it. They even like mock the one where the Dalek shows up. He's like, "What are you gonna do? Plunge me to death?" And he like just kills the guy with it.
Yeah, basically does plunge him to death. And the same thing goes with the Cybermen. They have not.
They took away their human hands, basically.
Yeah, the human hands, and they took away their nice little aluminum foil looking pants. And so they move like robots, but like those old school robots. Like, what was the knockoff of Voltron? They always have them at like Dollar General. Those weird little cheap little robots.
Like Lion Force or something like that.
Something like that. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like the way those toys would move.
There's actually, and somebody put this up, but I haven't been to a Family Dollar. I forget what they call them, but somebody scaled up G.I. Joe figures. So they casted the body, scaled them up, took away all the articulation, and just reused them. Because everyone's like, oh, look, Firefly just scaled up for $1. They're like, now go pay $10 for a good one.
I know. I hate that you are a toy collector because, like, when I was watching Doctor Who, I never really thought too much about the toys besides the screwdrivers. And then now you're like on Big Bad Toy Store and stuff. You're like, oh, look at all these, look at these, and I'm like, damn it, why did you tell me these things?
So I'm like, for the 50th anniversary, they should really make a set with all 11 Doctors. Wait a minute. And they're making a set for $110, so $10 a figure, basically.
If that, I mean, that is a really good deal because if you're on eBay, because I was just looking at them, actually before you found that, I was like just looking at them, but they were like, the ones from like Japan, like you said, they steal them off the line and stuff. They didn't have any accessories with them. It was like $15 a figure. So that seems like a really good deal. And you said they were coming out with a companion pack?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, because I don't know if it's a screw up, because I've never really dealt with this toy company that makes some underground toys, I think. Mm-hmm. And on Big Bad Toy Store, they have the companion pack listed as coming out in September of next year.
Who all is in it? Is it like each companion
Rose,
is Susan in it? The first companion?
I'm pretty sure she's in it. I think the Jungle Girl isn't in it. Like, I want to say it's a total of 5 or 6. I'm actually going to look it up right now.
Is Leela in her little tribal outfit?
She's not in it. You can get her.
Oh, Leela's not in it?
Yeah, Leela's not in it. Like, she has
Sarah
a figure.
Jane?
Yeah, Sarah Jane's in it. Okay. You can get a Leela figure, or am I saying right, Leela? Mm-hmm. You can get one of her, but you've got to go to a different pack. And that's what I found out about Doctor Who. Like, a lot of them will have, if you want like a certain character, maybe you're going to have to pay out the butt for it, but chances are you will find that character.
Yeah, like you said, like I forgot they did that, make the Slitheen one. and then they had the little pig with it too from the World War III episode, or it might have been the episode right before that. It was a two-parter.
Yeah, the companions come with Rose Tyler, version 2, Martha Jones, Donna Noble, Sarah Jane Smith, K9, and Astrid Peth.
Wait, let me see it. Astrid, is that the... Oh, okay. That's from the Titanic episode. I believe it's been a while since I've seen it. I believe that's her, because she's in a little maid outfit. I believe she's from one of the Christmas specials aboard the Titanic, which is a spaceship. Oh, who was it? I'm really surprised they didn't have Leela, but I guess they're really just doing the current the current series companions. I honestly thought that they would do a 50th anniversary companion. No, those are the companions from the 9th and 10th.
Oh.
All those are in this next few seasons, because you're about to see Martha Jones in the next season.
Well, like I said, you can probably find all the old companions. You just gotta look for them.
And guys who come here to listen to this podcast about other things and may just hate Doctor Who, y'all are going to hate this for a while, because...
I'm getting into it.
Yeah, because until something big happens, like probably in the next 20 days will be the Xbox reveal. We'll probably have a good bit on it, because if they piss me off, I will rant on and on about it. So that's probably the only bigger thing that's coming up, unless some other big news, and probably movie reviews, but those will be separate.
Yeah, well, Iron Man 3.
Yeah, Iron Man 3, that's this week. I just noticed.
Can we talk about the spoiler without spoiling it? The twist that everyone's like, oh, Eric, who you don't know, blows himself up, dude. He's like, everyone's like, he's gonna hate it. We were talking on the phone, and I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I've got to know. And I broke down and looked it up. I'm like, oh wow, he will hate this.
I don't know.
Let's save it, because we're so close, and we're gonna put this up today, and I feel like we'll ruin it.
Yeah, we'll give some people. I mean, are we going to talk about the spoilers in the video review?
Yeah, we always give a fair warning.
Yeah, true. That's always something you've done with that. But really quick, I just wanted to, for those who were listening last week, I had this big mystery about the trans-temporal sonic screwdriver. Could not figure out what it was, and as terrible as it seems, I mean, it was something that was like right under my nose. I missed. Who was it? At Incredible Dr. C found me on Twitter, and he said that it was from...
Welcome to the dark world of shout-outs. Now everyone's going to want one.
I was about to say everybody gets one, but no, you don't. That was the only one. Unless you
this guy deserves one, but just because this guy deserves one doesn't mean 50 other people who have done nothing won't want one.
Yeah, please don't. I haven't been on this YouTube scene for so long. It took me forever to put our stuff up for Sunnyfield Lane.
And I didn't get that when I first came out, because I just started, and I started getting maybe 100 subs, and people like, can you give me a shout-out? I'm like, sure. Next thing you know, they're like, can I have a shout-out? And I'm like, who are you people?
But anyway, the Incredible Dr. C, he found me on Twitter, and he was like, hey, I know what it's from. Apparently a family member here of his worked in character options, people who make the stuff.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Apparently the screwdriver is from, it's a piece of cut content from the PSP game, the Eternity Clock.
Wait, cut? It didn't make it in?
Apparently not. I don't know. I haven't heard too much about the game. I heard it's not that great, which I didn't expect it to be. But it's Doctor Who, so I have it on my little shopping cart on my Vita, because they ported it over to the Vita too for the PlayStation Store, and I really, really want to play it. It just has a lot of cool old enemies and stuff in it, and I want to play it. But apparently it was cut from it, and he said that they kept it because they just loved the design of it. Which the box art where he was trapped in between 4 time zones, that would make a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping they'll bring it back, like if they don't have plans to already, but. I believe he said it was cut content, but that would be pretty cool. I don't know why they didn't keep it.
I don't know either, but I mean, and this is something that I think we touched on last week. It kills me because I bought a sonic screwdriver, and I quickly broke that sonic screwdriver because it slipped out of my hand.
Somewhere the doctor cried.
Yeah, and it just pop. And I'm like, oh, the tab popped off. I can pop that back on and pick it up, and no, it's completely broken. And this deep white fury filled me because these things are overpriced as crap.
Overpriced and made cheaply for how much it is.
Yeah, because I get it. We're importing these to America. I don't know if it's the same with all the toys over from America to here, and this is just the one line we get to bitch about. But it's just I was so excited to get the Vortex manipulator, and then I looked up a review, And the thing doesn't make sounds. It only lights up, and I don't know why, but that infuriates me.
Yeah, I didn't know it didn't make sounds. Cause, the Vortex, a lot of that stuff, I'd never see in stores. And then that's the most Doctor Who merchandise when we went to Portland's. That's the most
In one
merchandise.
little spot.
Yeah, in one little spot.
And it was only like a shelf.
Yeah, it was. All I see is like the stuff from Books a Million stuff, like the Daleks, the Adipose, and stuff like that. All the stuff from like the current stuff. But then you see like the Master Science Girl. You never see that anywhere. At least I don't. So I didn't really. I've never seen the Vortex Manipulator, so I guess I should have looked at it more. But that really shocks me that it doesn't at least make some noise.
Yeah, because the guy on it, he's like, well, a lot of people don't realize that these are made for kids in Britain. And I'm like, did they not realize the adult collector market is insane over here? Like, we will pay hundreds of dollars for, one figure.
Like I think we mentioned in another episode, like Americans, we don't like it, we love it. It's like you love it or get the fuck out.
Yeah, because you want to go ahead and tell them about the little Will Wheaton video?
Yeah, Lord, I posted it on my Facebook because I found it on Kotaku, I believe. I don't know what convention this was, in some panel. It was Will Wheaton, and he's has the Fourth Doctor's scarf on, which it took me a while to notice that's what he had on. And this woman, she was like, hey, I'm going to record a video. Will you please, for my newborn baby, will you please tell my baby, my little girl, that why nerds are awesome. So when she gets old enough to understand and going through all this, she can see you telling her. And that was the most heartbreaking thing. I mean, not heartbreaking, but like heartfelt, really. If y'all hear,
heartwarming.
Yeah, heartwarming. And guys, if y'all hear kids running around, it's my apartment complex. These little kids are little fuckers. But anyway,
J-Train loves toys but hates children.
I want to punch children.
I'm sorry to cut you off here, but I had a great reminder the other day of why I fucking hate summer so much, and it's that there's children in Toys R Us early in the morning. Because I'll be in there at 10 o'clock, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go look. Why are there fucking kids everywhere? Just in the aisle, touching the things I want. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, it's summer. Kids are out of school.
Yeah, that's how it was this past summer when I was at GameStop. I was there for a long time. And then this past year, it was like a flood of kids in GameStop. I was like, why are you touching my wall? Why are you touching my things? I will talk to you. Don't touch my wall. I just finished it. And they're like, and just like go and like just
because that wall. What pisses me off is the parents, because like I cut around one kid and just picked a Batman figure. It was like, I don't know if this is the one I need or not. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, oh, you totally cut my kid off. And I'm like, yeah, you should be watching the little bastard.
Yeah, that's kind of like the people who were at Walmart in the toy aisle when we were there. They were just like cut in front of us and like, oh, they'll move. And I'm like, you are in my way. Anyway.
Be a decent parent. It's not that we hate children, it's that we hate the poor parenting you imply. And to a small extent, we hate children.
J-Chain approved. J-Chain.
J-Train. Who the hell is J-Chain? You just podcasted up with everyone you podcast for?
That's what, when we were trying to think of a YouTube thing, Lauren was just like, let's just do J-Train and T-Plane. That'll work.
T-Plane. You're an architecture tool.
T-Plane. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dynamic duo. Yeah.
I'll give you $5 never to do that again.
PBS will pick it up. Anyway, but Will Wheaton, he did this thing talking about like if nerds, like being nerds back then, you just got picked on and stuff. I mean, it was like the stuff that's so cool now. Like we would get shoved into lockers. I mean, I never did because I went to school and I'm like, I won't fit in that.
I'm 6'6". No one ever picked on me.
Put the locker in you.
Like a TARDIS.
Ew, are you? Never mind. But anyway, he was like, we as nerds, we love something so much. It doesn't matter what it is. You just love it with so much. You'll travel thousands of miles just to meet with other people to talk about that. And that meant a lot to me. I really liked that. He took the time to actually do that, but it just shows like how much being a nerd has changed from then and now. Because now everything we talk about, like Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek, video games, everything back then it's like you would be condemned for liking it, like Pokemon and stuff. Like when you go to school, you're like, oh, I like Pokemon. Then when you get in high school, you're like, oh, I love Pokemon. And they're like, you are such a nerd. You go sit at that table. And then you go to college, you're like, I love Pokemon. They're like, we do too.
Yeah.
It's just like, so everything, like, especially Doctor Who, that was so sci-fi back then. Like, if you liked that, you were just weird.
I think there's an episode of American Dad where they're talking about all the cliques in high school, and there's just the Doctor Who clique, and everyone's got a scarf on.
I think one of my favorite Doctors may have to be the second one.
I haven't got to watch any of the old ones. I've just watched the specials.
Yeah, that's a good way for you to get caught up on the history of it. Those little BBC specials. But the second Doctor is kind of like how we see the Doctor now. Like the first Doctor, I liked him because he was so sophisticated and stuff. You know, it was all about him. And the second Doctor, he was like tried to be an idiot sometimes, but it was to confuse his enemies. Be like, oh, he's just an idiot, and he comes around, and he's like, aha, I win. And Matt Smith and David Tennant took a lot from the second Doctor. And I think David Tennant's actually married to the daughter of the fifth Doctor.
Good for him. Keeping it in the family.
Yeah, and that girl plays his daughter in one episode. The girl he's married to plays it. It's a thing. It's not what you think it is, but it is. But it's a weird thing. We'll get to it.
He's banging his daughter.
It's a really weird episode with a villain. Well, not a villain, but just like an alien called the Hath. And they basically like have these weird inhaler, bubbly looking things. It looks like they're like slow-mo. It's really cool.
Judge Dredd reference.
But who was it? Which one did we do? I forgot how much I loved the Rose and Doctor dynamic. Like in this last one we watched, where the Wire. I don't know if that is just a one-off enemy or if it's something from way back when. I believe it's just a one-off. Where that woman in the TV was taking their faces. Yeah. I really liked that episode. Just how the comedy flowed very well.
Yeah, you got to see a really dark side of the Doctor all of a sudden.
Yeah, he really just kind of got really pissed off.
I'm not listening.
It was a good episode. I don't know if any of y'all out there have a Vine, but if you do, you need to go follow. Keep on to say follow. Every time I say that, my country comes out. You guys need to go follow Tara Strong. Harley Quinn, Bubbles, which Powerpuff Girls is on Netflix now. Just figured that out. That's what Raven. I feel like she's still trying to cling to all those old voices, but she has some of the most interesting vines.
She's insane. Don't try to pretty it up. She's hot and insane.
I know, just every time I'm talking to Lauren, I was like, I'm sorry, but every time I see her, I just can't stop staring at her boobs.
Yeah.
It's like they're just there, and then she's talking like Bubbles, and then Raven, and then everybody around her, she's getting into the vine, and they're just like, hello, okay.
Yeah, we watched one where she's like just having random people help her with it today.
Yeah, she's like, hi, I'm Bubbles, and I want some coffee. And they're like, okay, Bubbles, what can we do for you? It's for my pet squirrel, or like my friend Squirrel, which that was a good episode. Did Squirrel die?
No, they sent it to live in the forest.
That's right.
Oh, we're two grown men talking about Powerpuff Girls.
Shut up. It doesn't matter. It was a wonderful show.
And we both remember specific episodes.
Like the stupid sister.
Yeah.
That one. And
that one was sad.
I think my favorite might have been the Raja Jaja.
Oh, God.
With all, like, what is it? They made all the different Powerpuff Girls into, like, toys. And they sent them off. And then they fought crime. And they had Raja Jaja.
God. I don't care what anyone says. That was a good show.
I wish they'd bring back Samurai Jack.
This is going to be another like Dragon Ball Z level blow for my fans, but I was never as into Samurai Jack as everyone else seemed to be. Like, don't get me wrong, I watched it and I liked it, but I was like, when it got canceled, I'm like, oh well. And everyone else is like, oh my god, it's canceled.
I think I got into it, kind of like Futurama, as soon as it was about to get canceled.
Well, with Futurama, luckily you had a chance to get back into it.
Yeah.
And then you had the chance to see it taken away from you again.
Yeah, Tara Strong posted a thing on Twitter about, like a petition to save Futurama, and it's like, ... again. Why is that show going under so much?
Because Comedy Central would play the new episode one time, and then they wouldn't replay it. So if you didn't, like, DVR it, and you couldn't catch the show, you're pretty much screwed.
So they're kind of going the route, going downhill, kind of like Adult Swim has.
Pretty much.
You know, I watched Adult Swim not that one time, but for the first time in years, just to catch that little 5-second Injustice clip.
Yeah, they're behind the scenes. They didn't do jack.
Yeah, because you told me about it. And I was like, okay, I'll sit through this. And I thought it was coming on right at midnight. Nope, had to sit through Loiter Squad. That is the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen in my entire life. Those people are getting money for that crap. Adult Swim has lost its taste.
Don't knock them when Tim and Eric is out there earning money.
Oh, no, not just them. Tim and Eric, too. That show
Adult
sucks.
Swim is just waging a war against comedy at this point. Because I get it, like, they want to be, like, stupid or humor, but there is a point at which you just say, no, you are not funny. And that show, this whole network passed that point a good 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's, like, not funny. It's really gross. It's not really tasteful. And it's just like, who is their writers? Like, it's not...
I'll watch Aqua Teen, but I don't really do it anymore because their new show is called Aqua Teen, like, DVR Avoidance Plan or something.
What?
Because, like, that's what I realized, because if you have Aqua Teen set to tape on your DVR, it won't tape Aqua Unit Patrol Squad or Aqua Unit Hunger. Like, every time they rename the show, it won't tape it. You have to set it to retape the new show. And at least they're being honest with the new one. And that kind of pisses me off. I was like, yeah, it's a funny little joke, but you've done this shit for 3 seasons, and you're going to lose viewers doing that crap.
I think I've only watched the first, like, bits and pieces of the first few seasons. Or, like, the first one, just Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
See, all the shows I liked on Adult Swim are gone. Frisky Dingo's gone. C-Lab's gone.
Frisky Dingo. That is near and dear to my heart. You showed me that, and then mid-season, you're like, oh, 2 seasons and it's gone. I'm like, oh, so you just basically ripped my heart out and stomped on it.
I expose you to something you love and then just to tell you that it's not there. There's no satisfying ending. It's like, it's like they did Xtacles and they did 2 episodes of Xtacles and it was funny too.
I love the Xtacles. Not the show, like the Xtacles themselves. Those are the funniest people ever. Well, that show was so brilliantly written. On the
Xtacles, there's one episode where they think a monkey is raping statues, so they're looking for Rape Ape, and they go up in the criminal database and they find Rapier Ape, who's a gorilla with a rapier, and he's just like a reformed criminal. They chase him down, and he's going somewhere with his girlfriend, and they're leaning out the car and going, "Hey you, don't go in there, you're gonna get raped. You hear me? You're gonna get raped." He's like, "Oh, she's as good as raped," because she goes in, he's like, "Oh, you did everything you could from inside this car."
What was the other one? Not Frisky Dingo. Archer, but that's not on Adult Swim.
Oh, that's FX.
I have not. I hate to admit that I've, haven't really watched too much Archer, but what you showed me was really good.
It's a good filler in for the hole that Frisky Dingo leaves. It's not the same, but it's okay. It, makes you happy.
You want ants? Because that's how we get ants.
Yeah.
Because it took me a while to just get past Archer's voice. I didn't like that voice actor from Family Guy. He does Bob's Burgers.
He's getting a lot of voice work lately.
Good. They need money.
Because, of course, Archer this season, they opened with the Bob's Burgers joke, and then the last 2-parter they did, which was kind of a big playoff on C-Lab, the 2 voice actors that do his kid are the one. I don't know. I think it's different people. They both did a voice in the last episode, and they were doing that voice. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I don't understand why they didn't give it to, a C-Lab person, but still.
Have you read this? I don't know if I asked you this. Have you read this last issue of Batman?
No, I'm still just now catching up on my comics, and I bought 15 through 19, I want to say, or 14 through 19, and I'm going to go home and sit down and read them, and then I'll be caught up.
Oh, Batman?
Yeah.
You haven't read those yet?
No, I haven't read those. I bought that, and I bought all the Aquamans I was missing, and I still haven't sat down and read those.
I think, what's the latest one of Batman? 18? Or 19?
No, I want to say 19.
19? Okay, 18 was pretty good. You were saying that you think that Grant Morrison's going to, wind down Batman Incorporated. I've really liked it. I mean, I've just started getting on board. I kept up with the story a good bit, but I've just now started actually reading it. I don't want it to go because I really enjoy it.
I've got all the pre-New 52 Batman Incorporateds, and I really did not enjoy those books.
I like the cover for the first one, though.
Yeah, I mean, the covers are great, but it's just I don't know, the stories got so stupid to me, and I think his whole point of let's have an army of Batmans because something bad is coming is just stupid, because there's only one Batman, that's the point. And going around, and in the book, the first Batman Incorporated, I don't know how the new one is, but he'd go out, have a random adventure with somebody, like, you work for me now, and that would be it. And I'm like, you're Batman, couldn't you just call them and say, okay, you work for me? Do you really need to, deputize them as a Batman?
He's got to get a sword and hide them.
Well, there actually is, like, England's version of Batman and Robin is Knight and Squire.
That's right. Yeah, I saw that. But I really want to read what's the latest issue of Batman Inc?
10.
10, that's right. So I think it's 7, 8. Yeah, 7. No, it's Batman and Robin. That's right. The one I was telling you about, where I think that I was reading IGN's review of it, and it was basically there was no words in it at all. It was just the artwork and just showing them grieving and stuff. I thought that's really clever.
Yeah,
That
Batman
made me tear up.
So, I guess people don't know this unless they follow my Twitter, which you all should, and you should follow Sarcasm Soundwaves Twitter, which we both run. I had a bit of a issue with GameStop, as did you, kind of randomly making me unemployed for no good reason. And
I left for my own reasons.
Yeah, but I was just like, one week I got no hours, and I'm like, well, hey guys, what's going on? Like, we don't have hours. Next week, same thing. I'm like, do I have a job?
Yeah, that's the thing with that GameStop. They were never truthful with anybody. So that's why I left. So, I worked my ass off for that SGA job, which wasn't even worth the money. And they were like, oh, we're hiring somebody else. I'm like, all right, peace out.
Because, anyways, I had to kind of lay off comics for a bit. And my comic shop, I hate to say, is notorious for messing with your pull. Like, oh, you haven't been in to get your comics in 2 weeks. I'm going to call and bug you about it. Because, like, it used to be I knew everyone up there. They're like, oh, Jarrett hasn't come in to get his comics. I know he's like a lifetime customer. He'll be in a bit.
He's good for it. He's not going to screw us
and then everyone got, like, replaced and no one knew me, so now I'm just another guy, which really...
That's got to hurt.
Yeah, because, I mean, literally, they've had my business since I was 5, and I'm like, I call them and I'm like, hey, did the new, blah, 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 blah figure come in? They're like, I don't know. And I'm like, look in front of you on the spot on the shelf labeled new figures. I don't see it. Walk around the counter, look on the rack. Like, I know the store better than they do, and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
And you come in, they made all the mistakes doing your pull. Anyway, I fell out of comics, and I couldn't really keep my pull and let them build up, so I'm just now catching up. And, God, I lost my train of thought. Like, I kind of rambled on that one.
J-Train lost his train of thought. Dun-dum.
Hope you're proud of yourself.
It's like cricket noises. Everybody listening is just like, ooh. I felt that one.
It was just a poor business maneuver. Cause like there's other comic shops within reasonable distance from us.
Yeah, that's what I hate. That where we live, we're an hour away from everything.
Oh, you are.
Well, shut up. I have an apartment here, and you just moved back, so.
Now I'm 20 minutes away from my comic shop again.
Yeah, see, that's what sucks, because I started at Planets, the one you go to. I was emailing them and started my pull, and they're going to ship mine every month. I think I did Batman, Batman Inc., Batman and Robin, and Doctor Who Prisoners of Time, which I just got those first runs in for Doctor Who Prisoners of Time, because I completely forgot they were doing it. I heard them mention it, and then I completely forgot. So every month there's going to be a Doctor Who comic, which I've still got to read those first 4, but I heard they were really good, and the art style's really, really well drawn. But they're shipping my comics, those 4 different ones, at the end of the month. Because I can't get them weekly, but that's going to be like they charge $5. So it's going to be like $10, $15 extra a month that I'm just spending on shipping.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. So that's what sucks. I mean, we need more comic shops, but I guess, like you said, they're not too reliable.
Yeah, like everyone I've ever run into that runs one has always been very, like that's not their main source of income. Like, yeah, they might have a big shop, but they have a great job on the side, and sometimes that job is supporting that shop.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the guy that runs our comic shop, he said, like, straight up told me one time, he's like, I hate gamers. He goes, the D&D guys, the Yu-Gi-Oh guys, the Naruto guys. Naruto was still a big card game when he was talking to me about this. He goes, I used to say, I don't want those people in my shop. And he goes, and then the bills came in, and, comic guys are great, but, maybe a guy with $23 books on his list give you $60, once a month,
Mm-hmm.
So you start letting the gamers in, and then, you just kind of accept it. Which, I mean, I don't look down on gamers. And he said, like, once he didn't either. But he said, he had that mentality built up.
Yeah.
But it's not a place where you can be picky and choosy about your business. You really just got to roll with it. And, you've got to welcome everyone, like them or not. Because they told me another big thing was, like, people steal. He goes, kids come in here all the time and steal from me. What are you going to do? Call the cops and slap them on the wrist?
Well, I'm sure the way that one is actually set up, it would be so easy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I mean, that's the way. I mean, I wouldn't dare do that to them because, like, it is such a finicky business. I wouldn't do that to anybody, but I could see how that could be a problem because the way that's set up, like, you just can't see.
And like Gamers again, like this is another big reason Mike didn't like him because he had known somebody who worked a shop before him, and Gamers robbed him blind, from what he told me.
It's ridiculous.
Because he would be like, they'll bring book bags with all their stuff in it and he's like, you can't watch 50 people who are in your store at one given time during a tournament. So one guy will like unzip his book bag and be over there like cramming figures and DVDs and stuff into his bag.
That's ridiculous.
And he still says, like, it happens a lot. And he goes, you just kind of watch it. And then they started doing bag checks. And he's like, you'd be surprised the people that dropped out because we did bag checks.
You've never been to Comic-Con, have you?
No, I've been to HeroCon, but not Comic-Con.
When's HeroCon this year? One of them. Which one was the one that we weren't able to make it? Because you're going to Duke's Fest, right?
I'm going to try and go.
Or is that what it's called, Duke's Fest?
Yeah, it's HeroCon. Well, I think this year it's like the Dukes of Hazzard Fan Festival.
Close enough.
Yeah, everyone calls it Dukes Fest. But you're going to Bonnaroo, I'm going to that, so it looks like we might miss HeroCon, unfortunately.
We'll have to... Well, hopefully by next year, you'll be all caught up with Doctor Who, and we can all just cosplay. Because I'm going to. I've never done it. The only thing I've cosplayed as like a Death Eater for the Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2 premiere with my Voldemort wand. I'm so proud of that thing. I waited 4 hours for that thing. Maybe 3.
I've never really cosplayed to a con. I mean, everyone does. A lot of people do. I think I had a Red Lantern shirt on and I put the ring on and I was like, yeah, this is as close as I'm getting.
Yeah, my thing is, it's like I would fit, like in my mind, like I know I'm not, I would dress up, go in, no one else is dressed up. That would be my worst nightmare. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm the doctor. Shut up.
I've seen that. Like, there was one time in, this was locally, it's like 10 minutes from our comic shop. Everyone's like, oh yeah, we're getting our own comic convention. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I know like 2 guys that dressed up, show up, it's $10 to get in. It's literally a tiny room with like 4 tables, and the guys are selling like, they've got a bunch of rare comics, but these are the, $700 to $1,200 comic books, Amazing Fantasy, first Captain America and Iron Man, first Captain American Avengers, that kind of stuff. Cash you don't have on you, and I was wanting, to fill in some back issues to buy some figures, and there's one guy walking around in like a Robin outfit, and he just looks like he wants to kill himself.
God. Wait, which Robin?
Tim Drake, I think.
Okay. So not as gay.
Who are you thinking?
Like the old school.
Like Dick Grayson's first appearance?
Yes.
Little Peter Pan shorts and shoes.
But, I really want to go to a con just because of because I didn't realize how big Doctor Who was until I got into it. Oh, yeah. And that's my, I'm into a bunch of different things, and I'm more of a gamer than anything, like video games and stuff, and that, if I say that, people are like, oh, okay, you don't really play games. No, I play video games. I love it. I just love the stories of each one. It's like an art form. I love it. But Doctor Who's, probably my really big, nerdiest thing, where I just, froth over it. I'm just like, oh, Doctor Who. We had to, when was it? Oh, we were, me and Lauren were going out of town, and we were supposed to be going to Ohio, and I'm just like, I'm going to miss Doctor Who season premiere. And we're just like, oh, we might have to cancel then. So, our whole life has revolved around this, and thank God that I have somebody that is just as invested in it as I am, because I get screwdriver. She's like, okay, cool, and just run around the house with a screwdriver. So I just want to go to a con to be part of all that and buy all the Doctor Who stuff.
Yeah, man, cons are great for that, feeling like you're normal, basically.
Yeah.
Because you'll go in, there'll be, everything you could possibly want for sale. And this is one of the surprising things about cons I didn't know, is that there's all these, little-known artists who are really talented. Mm-hmm. And the way they make big money at cons is they'll be like, $20, I'll draw any character you want topless.
Go on.
Yeah, they do a great job, because I just saw guys walking around like, okay, there's topless Zatanna, topless Catwoman, topless Harley Quinn. Who the fuck is doing this? There's just 6 guys over there, $20, and they'll sketch it out, and I'm a huge sketch, 8x10 sketch of just your favorite topless character.
Why can't I be that smart or talented to think of something like that?
And poor Gary Frederick, who was creator of Ghost Rider, who Marvel, the sons of bitches, countersued. He's usually there. He's one of the creators of Ghost Rider.
Is that the guy you recorded on one of your old videos?
Yeah.
I don't stalk your videos or nothing.
I don't care. Making me some damn money.
So, how excited are you about Man of Steel?
I don't know. Like, right now, I feel like I'm in a really weird rut. We were talking about there's a spoiler for Iron Man 3, and, like, Iron Man 3 was the movie. I was like, yeah, Iron Man 3. It's going to totally make up for Iron Man 2. And, it hasn't gotten a bad review yet, but I found out about the spoiler, or the twist, and I'm like, that kills every bit of interest I had in that movie. Like, I'm so...
It's still going to be good. Iron Man 3 is still going to be good, but that twist, it kind of really bummed me out.
Yeah, like, I'm happier going in knowing it. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. Because if I would have known, if that would have happened in the middle of the movie, I would have been like, fuck this movie. And I would have sat there mad for the rest of the movie, and I wouldn't have been able to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm glad we actually looked it up. I have a lot of faith.
In Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, yeah. And especially since Javert is going to be in it.
Yeah. It's going to be hard not to be singing Les Mis in the beginning.
I know. I really, really hope that there's a musical number somewhere.
Now, baby 24601. Time for you to go to a planet where you'll be charged by the sun.
Oh, that was pretty good. Nice.
Thank you. Superman the musical.
We can make it happen. We're going to start a Kickstarter. Everything
has a Kickstarter now.
I'm going to start a
Make
Kickstarter.
Make J-Train not be poor Kickstarter.
Can we do that? Let's make a Kickstarter to make a Kickstarter.
Get us off our asses?
Yeah, why not? Let's get a Kickstarter to make a Kickstarter, and then that Kickstarter will kickstart me from not being poor anymore.
What about me?
We'll work on you later. We'll do that later.
Don't forget whose channel you're on until this gets more popular.
Shut up. I'm just mooching off you for a while.
Anyways, yeah, Man of Steel, like, we saw the first trailer, I'm like, oh, it looks good, but it looks like Superman the Crab Fisherman, and now we've got the new, we were actually on air when we were talking about the last trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more excited now, like, there's little things I'm worried about, like, I don't want them to not name drop Superman in the movie. I don't understand why it bothers me, but I wish he had the red underwear.
Really? I'm just looking at it right now, these new screenshots, we've seen them before. I really like it.
It's a great costume, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, like, it feels incomplete. Like, could you have at least made a yellow belt? Like, something to distinguish that it's not a unitard?
Yeah, I see that. There should be some yellow in it, because it's really dark.
Yeah, I mean, that's my big thing. It looks like one solid piece, and I don't know why, but it irks me.
It reminds me of the new Amazing Spider-Man outfit, because, like, the mesh, like, the little cells in it and stuff.
Yeah.
And are they focusing on his cod piece more? I feel like they're not, which I hope so, because they don't need to spend money.
Yeah, Superman Returns spent thousands of dollars getting Superman's cod piece, right? So
I don't need to look at that. Is that movie going to be in 3D?
Superman?
Yeah. I know Christopher Nolan has a thing about 3D movies.
Well, he's only godfathering it.
Oh, true. That's right.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Like, I don't even think Iron Man is in 3D.
Iron Man's in 3D.
Iron Man 3 is in 3D?
Iron Man 3 is in 3D. I thought you asked Siri about it. Did she lead you astray?
Hold on one second. See if you can get this recording. Siri, is Iron Man 3 in 3D?
Fucking product placement.
Okay, I found 3 movies matching Iron Man in 3D.
I just want Iron Man 3.
See, it did it on mine. It's in 3D. I'm not screwing. It's in 3D. See, Marathon in 3D. There's the Marathon in 3D. Then Iron Man. It showed up 3D on mine. Your phone just sucks. It hates you.
It's the same phone, Tyler.
It's in 3D though. Look it up. Google it. Hold on.
Siri, you're a whore.
Or?
Yes, you're an or.
What was it if you, I think you believed that. Hold on. Siri, fuck off.
I don't understand. Siri, off.
That's the greatest thing. That's the greatest thing in the world since I discovered she could just censor it. She doesn't understand it, but it's still, she censored it. That's the greatest thing in the world.
People who have iPhones are incredibly bored by this section of the podcast.
It doesn't matter. Let's see. But yeah, we're going to see Iron Man 3. Are we doing what is it? It's not even at midnight.
It's at 9 o'clock, and we said this at, G.I. Joe.
Maybe we won't get shot.
I don't understand your fear on that one. But I don't like that the midnight movies aren't at midnight. Fuck, I would rather wait till the next day and see it than wait till, go at 9.
I like going to movies like midday when there's nobody there.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because, like, at 9, all the screaming kids are there. I don't enjoy that shit, but I'm a comic book fan. I think I deserve to see it first.
So we're gonna go see it at what time do you say 9?
9.
That's a weird time. You think maybe 10 or 11. What was Evil Dead and G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe was like, it had a 7 o'clock showing, but we went to the 10.
And then Evil Dead was like a 10 also.
Yeah, Evil
right?
Dead was a 10.
I'm ready for that one to come out on Blu-ray combo for it.
I just have a feeling this is going to be Watchmen all over again, where I'm just like halfway through the movie going, "Shut up! Shut the fuck up!"
Do you have problems with that movie?
No, it was the kids. Everyone's like, a penis! Oh God, blood! And then the moms and dads are like, "Don't look!" And I'm like, "They're having sex. Enjoy the ride home, you bastards!"
I don't understand why. Parenting.
It's an R-rated movie, but superheroes are in it. That justifies us being dumbasses. It's like Kick-Ass all over again.
That's a movie I'm excited about.
Yeah, Kick-Ass 2, I'm actually legitimate. I'm really hoping they did what they did with one from the comics, because they're like, it's pretty damn close, but a few of the gorier, more unpleasant details got tweaked and movie-fied, I guess is a word I'll coin.
I can't watch it because I like the movie so much more than the comic book. Not because of the writing or anything, just the...
You can't watch it because you like the movie so much?
No, I mean, I can't read it because I like the movie so much. Because I like the... I don't like the way the characters look in the comic book.
They're very
like Big
liney.
Daddy. Yeah, like Big Daddy and stuff like that. Hit Girl. She looks so much better in the movie. I'm probably going to receive some hate about that, but I just prefer it better. Like Nick Cage looked like
a little
Batman.
more realistic.
Yeah, like Nick Cage looked like Batman instead of like a homeless mugger.
Kick-Ass looked pretty much legit.
Yeah, he looked about
You know,
the same.
NECA is making Kick-Ass figures, Kick-Ass 2 figures.
Stop telling me about figures, Jared. I'll buy
They're
'em.
making Hit Girl, Kick-Ass, and Motherfucker. That's his name. Don't blame me.
I know. I completely forgot that was his name until you said that. It was like that and Mother Russia. Are they making a figure of her?
I wouldn't put it past them, but
I'm just
it's
waiting
not
for my
like
Bioshock
announced.
figures.
Yeah.
My Iron Patriot. Oh, that one's gonna be good.
I still want Booker. Because they're like, yeah, we're going to make a Booker. I'm like, why didn't you make him for the release of the game? Because, like...
I like the Boys of Silence.
Yeah, they're not bad, but I'm like... NECA doesn't realize, because, like, if they would have put that Songbird plushie up first week, it could have been $60. I'm like, yep, I'll pay that, no problem. Now, if it comes out at $60, I'll be like,
I can wait.
Yeah.
No, I'm hoping for a plushie so I can put it in the Songbird box.
Yeah.
Just sitting there. But anyway, it seems like we're just about to go over about our normal time slot, so...
To the Doctor Who podcast.
Yeah, we got some birthday celebrating to do.
Drinking.
Yep, drinking. After I got these Mike Hard lemonade. Those are the most delicious things in the world.
Yeah, they may be bitch drinks, but they taste great.
I love lemonade. Maybe it's a southern thing.
Southern Comfort is a southern thing. Jack Daniels is a southern thing. Mike's Hard Lemonade is a vagina thing. And they are delicious as fuck.
They are delicious. Like, just the girly drinks are the best. Anyway, we are rambling. Thank you guys for listening to episode 4 of Sarcasm Soundwaves. I'm Carolina Poison here with the one and only J-Train 997. Woo! See you later, guys.